Well, we're doing this one season earlier than expected. FM22 beta. Unfortunately, we're going to be doing this episode one season earlier than expected. The FM22 beta has been released, and therefore FM21 is going to be no more. We've done 14 seasons in Latvia with the Skinnz Academy. A Champions League semi-final in our final season is actually pretty impressive. You can see there the fixtures on screen. We have Manchester City in our Champions League group, but we are not going to be playing because what we're going to do is we're going to resign. But before we do that, I did do some transfers in the summer. Only one man left the club, and that is Taihi. He's finally left. He's been here for 10 seasons, 9 playing for us, 1 on loan at Galatasaray. He didn't get his testimonial, which is kind of annoying, but Taihi, he is moving on to other things, moving over to Lokomotiv Moscow, that's what they're called, over in Russia. Joining the club, we do have 3 players. One of them is returning on a permanent deal. Maxims Baranovs has spent 37 years here on loan from PSG after we sold him for 1.4 million. We brought him back for 12 million pounds, but we had a 50% sell-on, so we brought him back for 6 million. He does also have himself a minimum fee release of 18 million pounds. Couldn't get it any higher or get rid of it out of the contract, but Maxims is back on a permanent deal. We've also strengthened the central midfield with Mario Vidal, a 24-year-old Uruguayan central midfielder. I brought him in because I think actually he's probably a pretty good box-to-box midfielder, although he's not apparently very good at it. He does have a lot of the right numbers in the right places. It's dribbling, finishing, and tackling what he struggles with. Everything else is actually pretty good, so Vidal was in. And finally, another very, very good central defender, and technically a fullback. It is Ariel Herrero. Brought him in because I was expecting to lose somebody like a Toussaint Yao. Didn't happen again, so Herrero is in. He has cost, what has he cost? 6.25 million, potentially rising up a little bit more, I think, from San Lorenzo in his native Argentina. Herrero's very, very good, but that is all the business that we've done. I will also just quickly show you the outs. There's a big old list there. A couple of players also leaving on a permanent deal. I say a couple, one additional player, and that is Babanov. We've also got rid of a whole load of players on loan, as you would expect. Craigie Pierce, this time, he's gone on loan to Slovenia. FC Košice, who I believe that's how it's pronounced. He's gone on loan there. They are a feeder club of ours. We've had them for about 4 years. Never used them. Let's resign as the Skinnz Academy manager and see what happens after a season, shall we? The funny thing is, we've been here for 14 seasons, and we are still not a fully qualified coach, but we are done. Can we just resign? I don't want to retire, I just want to resign. It's going to happen. Oh, wait, no. We need to do this. We need to go out with a bang. I'm going to ask for... I can't do a stadium. Is that because I asked for a new stadium in between seasons? I think I did, you know? Maybe. I don't know. I was going to try and get a new stadium. Instead, we're just going to have to resign, which is kind of somewhat disappointing. But there we go. We have left the Skinnz Academy. Vincent Kompany, Wayne Rooney and Bruno Fernandes are favourites to take the job. Okay, big names. Big, very, very good managers as well. Obviously, Kompany formerly of Anderlecht and Belgium. Rooney formerly of Derby County. Still at Derby County. He's been there a very long time. Still in the Championship though. And Bruno Fernandes, who has just retired a couple of seasons ago, doesn't have a job. I imagine Fernandes might be the one getting it, you know? We've only gone forward a month because I wanted to see who took over at the Skinnz Football Academy, and it's Jaap Stam. Jaap Stam has taken over, the former USA manager. He left the USA job to become the Skinnz Academy manager, and genuinely, I think Stam might do a very good job here. And luckily for us, the transfer window is closed, so he hasn't done any business. We're going to go forward until the end of this season, and then we're going to go holiday for 5 more seasons after that, so we'll be back in just a second. The final game of the Latvian Higher League has just been played. Well, I assume it has. I don't know what's happened. I've literally seen nothing. We are going to type in the Skinnz Academy. We'll just type in Skinnz. And they have won the league. That is good to see. They're not in a Champions League final, which is kind of expected. What happened in the Champions League? Lost to Man City, drew with Copenhagen, drew with Lille. Okay, drew with Lille, lost to Man City, and lost to Copenhagen. So they got knocked out of Europe at the group stages. Great. This is going to be concerning. The transfer business, they've spent a lot of money. They've spent £82 million. Considering my highest season was about 4 years ago, they have doubled, maybe tripled it, and they've also sold I knew that was going to happen. Toussaint Yao leaving the club, £40 million in total, going to Real Madrid. Not a surprise when you've got a player that good. Geraldo also leaving the club. Taihi we know about. Junior leaving. Lenkins leaving. And Milhem also leaving the club, all on permanent deals. That's actually not too bad. Joining the club, King Sam Won is actually a player who I signed. So this is me doing this transfer, not Yap Stam. I assume he's still here. Paulo Jose, very good central midfielder. Carlos Eduardo, pretty good winger as well. Dennis Philip, central defender, replacing Toussaint Yao, I assume. He's actually pretty decent. Lee, I don't know. He's very good. Why did I not find him when I was looking for a left back? Another Brazilian defensive midfielder called Robertinho, which is a great name. Celinho, who is another Brazilian central midfielder. And Thiago Vinicius, who is a Brazilian left winger. Starting to think that their squad is filled with Brazilians. It is. And who's transfer listed? Brian Sanchez they've transfer listed. Wagner they've transfer listed as well. Mario Vidal, I've just signed him and now you've transfer listed him. And Ashton Brereton also transfer listed. Let's check goals. Rubbish numbers. Arthur Thomas getting 27. Let's take a look at the coefficients for Latvia then. What happened? They did technically improve by 0.05, but I imagine they've got lucky. They did not drop down at all. Qualification places from 11th is... It's someone straight into the Champions League. And then one team, which is probably going to be Riga, almost getting into the Champions League. We need to get up to 6th, really. We are now going to go forward 5 more seasons. So it's going to be at the end of the 20th season, we're going to come back and see what happens with Latvia. Let's actually, before we do that, let's take a quick look at Latvia as a nation, just so we've kind of got a little baseline for it. 78th place in the world rankings. They are currently top of their qualifying group. They've only played twice, but they've actually beaten Azerbaijan and drawn with Ireland. We are now going to go forward then 5 seasons. And let's see what happens to the Skinnz Academy and ultimately Latvian football as a whole. It's now the end of the 2040 season, and I've got some bad news. The Skinnz Academy haven't been particularly great, and neither have Latvia as a nation. And the main reason why the Skinnz Academy have not been very good is they've sold everybody. They've literally sold everyone of any ability. So if we go back a few seasons, that's the wrong way. That season there, £79 million. No, it's one more before that, isn't it? £167 million worth of transfer business. Ronnie Ruiz, Max Cohen, Eduardo Rodriguez, Ismail Silva, Lee or whatever his name is, literally a season after they bought him, sold him back to Brazil for some reason. Baranov's leaving, Sanchez leaving, Mario Vidal leaving, also Guy Stefan Ballo leaving. They just got rid of absolutely everybody. You go forward another season, sort by the fee, £31 million for Medeiros, Celinho, Robertinho, Vinicius, even Crollis leaving, Ashton Brereton leaving the club as well. Go forward another season. You've seen, what's his name, Richard Simmons leaving. I'm not sure why I said his name. He went for a free. This was, again, another big season where they got rid of just loads and loads of players. Benavides, Mazurs, by the way, he's good. He's actually very, very good. Not playing enough for Liverpool, but he's very good for a 23-year-old Latvian. But you can see what's happened is basically the managers of the Skinnz Academy have come in and they've stripped assets. Not intentionally. I don't think they've come in intentionally sold all the best players, but they've just come in for silly prices. Benavides for £44.5 million. I would have rejected that. In fact, I was rejecting things like that. But the new managers have basically come in and gone, no, that sounds like a good amount of money. So they've done that. They brought in a hell of a lot of cash. But unfortunately, in the process, they've kind of broken Latvia. So the Skinnz Academy has won the league every single season, which is kind of to be expected. But the bad thing to see here is the coefficients. We were 11th when we left off. We are now down to 19th because a 3.2, a 6.2, a 9.9, so something good must have happened that season, a 5.7, a 6.625 on the current season. They've dropped like a stone. Next season, I think they're going to move up. They're going to move up maybe 1 or 2 places, but they've just been awful. Basically, whoever is in charge of the Skinnz Academy has broken Latvia. And that man is Nikola Vlasic, apparently. He's in charge of the Skinnz Academy 2038, so he's been there for just under 2 seasons, or maybe 2 seasons, maybe over 2 seasons, although he is wanted by somebody. Manchester City want Vlasic as a manager? Do they want Vlasic as a manager? Can we go to Man City? I don't know. Anyway, Vlasic is in charge, which means Jaap Stam's left. He resigned from the role after nearly 4 seasons at the club. 4 league wins, 8 cup wins, so we won literally absolutely everything that he could possibly win. And he is now the manager of Holland. Fair enough, he's left to go and manage his own national side, which is fine. Vlasic, as we know, obviously 2 league wins, 4 cup wins. He's won pretty much everything, hasn't he? Hold on a minute. Europa League runner-up in 2038, 2 seasons ago. Is that the 9.9 or whatever it was? 2 seasons ago, they were runners-up in the Europa League and lost to Bayern in extra time. Extra time defeat against Bayern Munich is a 102nd minute goal from Marino, who I feel like we've played against before, and he's absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Who scored for the Skinnz Football Academy? A Bulgarian called Preslav Atanasov, who, again, very, very good, but clearly doesn't play for the Skinnz Academy anymore. He's now at Dortmund. What's happened with Latvia as well? So, 71st? I can't remember where we were when we left off. I think we were a little bit lower than that. So they are slowly and steadily climbing still. So they are getting better footballers, but still not particularly amazing when you consider some of the teams around them. El Salvador, Angola, Iraq, all ahead of them in the old coefficients, or not coefficients. I guess it probably is coefficients. But yeah, they're not doing particularly amazing. I don't know. Can we see, did they ever qualify for a tournament? I think the only way to do this is to just go back some years and just scroll through until we see maybe them playing in an actual competition, World Cup qualifiers. I think this was when we were still in charge. European League Division C, they did pretty well in that one, didn't they? So they must have got promoted. European qualifiers, again, did awful. Division B got relegated, so that's their level. World Cup qualifiers there doesn't look too bad, does it? I mean, did they qualify for a World Cup? It doesn't look like they did. They must have been close. They must have been very close that season. Again, Division C, winning pretty much everything. Euros? Did they qualify for the Euros? They didn't. 2 points. 2 points off qualification for the Euros in 2039. And obviously this season, they're going to get beaten by Northern Ireland, Sweden and Greece in the European League Division B, because that seems to be what happens. I'm also going to take a look at the Latvia squad just to see if there are any names in here we recognise. Aleksandrs Pahars, still at the Skinnz Academy, but joining Juventus apparently at the end of his contract. 63 caps. I mean, he's pretty good, isn't he? 43 appearances only for the Skinnz Academy, which seems extremely low. He's going to go over to Italy. He said Inter. Go to Italy and probably never play a game again. Nikita Ruggins, obviously a former one of our players as well, currently playing in Qatar. He did go, I think they sold him to Riga. They did for £51,000, and then Riga sold him to Al Arabi in Qatar. Again, he's pretty good, isn't he? I mean, he's not amazing, obviously. 2 caps away from 100 international caps, which is nice. What else? Nikita Sprakulis, who must be one of our former players because there's a star next to his name. We didn't really have him for too long because I think I just sold him, given the opportunity. He's gone to Spartak, and now he's at Lepaja. Not amazing. We've already had a look at Mazurs, but Mazurs looks very, very good, doesn't he? If we were still playing this game and we were still in charge of the Skinnz Academy, Mazurs, I would build my defence around him, I think. Robert Sitz as well. He's 25 years old now, playing in America for DC United. I don't think he's got any better. I think this is as good as what he was when he was like 19 years old, but he's still knocking about playing international games. Gudamanis, one of those players who we had for a few seasons, but never really played him too much. He's now playing for Al Rayyan, who I want to say is Saudi Arabian. Nope, they're from Qatar. Again, he looks good. He doesn't look amazing, but he looks good enough. Maxims Baranovs is in China. Of course he's in China. How long did they have him? They signed him, obviously I signed him, and then they sold him literally a season and a half later to China. So Maxims Baranovs didn't last too long playing back in Latvia. Into the forwards, Ivan Stepniks is still playing in Russia, this time playing for Lokomotiv Moscow rather than Spartak Moscow. 102 caps, 52 goals as well for Latvia. I mean, he seems to be one of the main goal threats. Lemkins, he's playing in China. Had so many opportunities to go to Italy, and I kept rejecting them. And he's ended up in China. Not even getting paid a huge amount of money, is he? 108 caps, just 21 international goals though. I guess they probably play him more as a central midfielder rather than a striker. Kristaps Stefan also looks like he's playing in Qatar. Spent a bit of time in America at NYCFC. Also, we sold him to Riga as well. 34 years of age, 123 caps. He's not particularly good anymore, is he? He's lost all of his ability when it comes to pace. Physically, defending, and aerially, he's pretty garbage. Mentally, he's actually not very good either. But he is 34, so that's kind of to be expected. Vladimir Sprakulis, who I said when he came to our youth team, he's going to be the future of basically Latvian goals, isn't he? 42 goals in 76 caps for the Latvian national team, so I was pretty accurate on that. Playing for Al Duhail, again, Qatar, I think he's playing in. Yep, he's playing in Qatar. Spent a lot of time out on loan. We never really played him. Loaned him to Borussia Mönchengladbach twice, apparently. Marseille, Slavia Prague, and then NYC signed him for just £3 million. That is pennies. And also, Kasper Smordatchenko, who we sold very early on. I basically took a risk and went, you know what, let's get rid of him. Let's get him playing games somewhere else, which he did seem to do for Riga, then Spartak's, now playing in France in Ligue 2, possibly, with FC Nantes. But Mordatenko, not bad. He's not amazing. Just looking through the squad, only one player plays for the Skinnz Academy in the Latvia national team, and that is Alexandrs Pahars, and obviously he's going to be leaving. Everyone else seems to be playing abroad for the most part, or Lepaja, who were a mid-table side. I think one thing that we've potentially got wrong with this save is the rules. There have been rules in place that mean that we don't have to play any Latvians, and I think once a team gets too big, they don't play any Latvians, so we don't get any decent development in the Latvians. They just sign Brazilians, which is clearly what happened when we left the Skinnz Academy, and Yapstam decided to buy 37 Brazilians and then sell them the next season. Interestingly, for the Skinnz Academy, there is a player returning to the club, and I have nothing to do with this. Luis Mogolon, who we sold to Liverpool after just one season, is returning after spending some time playing for FC Copenhagen in Denmark, and then a little bit of time, actually 5 years at PSG, playing 7 games, scoring 1 goal, and then not kicking a ball for 4 seasons. He's returning to the European club that brought him basically to a bit of recognition on a free transfer. I think that's not a bad signing. Where is he then? Where is little Craigie Pierce? He is playing for Smiltene, possibly. 86 appearances, so he's still going, still playing in Latvia, which is good. He's gone on a free transfer, which is no surprise. I mean, 216 league appearances, 7 goals, 8 assists, 6 Man of the Match awards so far. He's still only 27, so he's still got a few years left in him. I would imagine a player of his ability, which is, let's face it, garbage, would probably play until he's about 35, and hopefully he'd become a coach. So looking at this squad as well, I'm going to just try and sort by position. Players that we recognise who are still at the club. Pahars, obviously, we've had a look at. Ariel Herrero is a player who I signed quite a long time ago. He's very good, isn't he? He's 27 years of age, 16 caps now for Argentina, a goal to his name, but he's still at the club, which is nice. Who else do we recognise? There's not many, is there? There is certainly not many. Arthur Thomas. There's 3. Arthur Thomas is still here as well, 32 years old. Just 6 caps for Spain. How many goals? 102. Geraldo scored more than that in 1 season. Arthur Thomas really needs to learn how to score some goals. He's going to be leaving the club, it looks like, in 26 days once his contract is up. But that's all that remains of our legacy playing in Latvia. Was this the guy that I signed? Also him. King Sang-won is still at the club. He's played once. He's played once for the team. That's it. Anybody else? No, but I mean, all of these are far, far too young. So literally everyone else who we signed has left, has gone on to probably bigger and better things. And it's kind of sad in a way. It's kind of sad. If we were still playing, if FM22 wasn't out, I think we would have got very, very close to winning probably a Champions League. We got to a semi-final. Few more seasons, we could have maybe got to a final. Few more seasons after that, we maybe could have even won it. But unfortunately, FM22 comes out and we don't get that opportunity anymore. Well, that is going to do it for our time playing in Latvia on FM21, the Skinnz Football Academy. It was fun. It was certainly fun while it lasted. I am going to be doing another Building a Nation save in FM22. It is not going to be in Europe. It is going to be in South America. That's all I'm going to give you. You can probably guess there's only about 9 countries in South America, but that's where we're going to be heading for Building a Nation FM22. That will be hopefully out ideally January time, but it depends because I'm going to need to do some databasey stuff as well. But thank you very much for watching Building a Nation with Latvia. If you did enjoy, do please remember you can hit the like button on all the videos you've enjoyed. Hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel as well. Look forward to plenty more Football Manager content over the next however many years that I'm able to do this. And I'll see you in FM22. Thanks for watching.